The Canadian Pacific Railway Company was incorporated in 1881. Its original purpose was the construction of a transcontinental railway, a promise to British Columbia upon its entry into Confederation. The railway, completed in 1885, connected eastern Canada to BC and played an important role in the development of the nation. Built in dangerous conditions by thousands of laborers, the railway facilitated communications and transportation across the country. Over its long history, CPR diversified, establishing hotels, shipping lines and airlines, and developed mining and telecommunications industries. In 2001, Canadian Pacific separated into 5 separate and independent companies, with Canadian Pacific Railway returning to its origins as a railway company. The difficulty in obtaining an adequate workforce in British Columbia led to the controversial importation of thousands of Chinese workers. Around 15,000 Chinese laborers helped to build the Canadian Pacific Railway. Working in harsh conditions for little pay, they suffered greatly, and historians estimate that at least 600 died. Most of these men died from dynamite after having the challenge to build the railway through the mountains. Their employment caused controversy, particularly in British Columbia, where politicians worried about the potential economic and cultural impact of this influx of Chinese workers. Commencement of the Transcontinental Railway within 2 years and completion within 10 years were conditions of British Columbia's entry to Confederation in 1871. Competition for the lucrative contract for the railway was bitter, and in 1872, Sir Hugh Allan was awarded the charter. However, Allan also contributed around $350,000 to the Conservative Party's election campaign. When this became publicly known in 1873, Sir John A. Macdonald's government was forced to resign. Macdonald returned to power in 1878 with the completion of the railway as one facet of his national policy, and the contract was finally awarded to interests led by Donald A. Smith, J.J. Hill, and George Stephen. The Canadian Pacific Railway was incorporated on February 16, 1881. The difficulties of construction and demand for early competition of the line ensured generous provisions to the company, including $25 million in cash, 25 million acres of land along the railway, the cost of surveys totaling $37 million, and the monopoly over transportation south to the U.S. for 20 years. Due to high cost of construction, the CPR would later receive an additional $22.5 million in loans under the Railway Relief Act of 1884.